It began as an easy way to feed hungry kids in Auckland, a communal street pantry or a pātaka kai where everything is free and everyone is welcome. But in 3 months since the first pantry opened, a nationwide movement has kicked off with nearly 100 pātaka kai now on streets from Whangarei to Christchurch. Schools are building them for their local neighbourhoods, and organisers say they're inundated with requests from people across the country wanting one for their community. Our reporter Nita Blake-Persen and cameraman Nick Monroe went to check them out.
Together we'll stand, divided we'll fall. Come on now people, let's get on the ball and work together.
You may have noticed them popping up across Auckland or even Whangarei, Wellington or Christchurch. Old fridges, small sheds and big cupboards brightly painted and brimming with bread, fruit and veggies, canned soup and other goodies, all donated by the public or businesses, free to anyone who needs it. Each pātaka is unique, but there's a universal theme.
Don't be shy, grab a kai.
Swanee Nelson is the driving force behind the movement. She set up the very first pātaka outside her Otara home in August.
It's not a new idea because it's been happening in the States for a very long time, but the model that they use is called the Little Free Pantries. But being South Auckland, obviously we've got to do things 10 times bigger, so it's not so little, it's the big size pantry. And it really looks at how we used to do things pre-colonisation as Māori and Pacifica. Like, this model is actually already embedded in us as a culture, but we've just brought a more modern approach to it by putting a literal pantry in the streets. Man, we're so lucky because somebody came in this morning and the food's still here.
The pātaka are open all hours. The idea behind them, leave what you can and take what you need.
All sorts, children, families. Sometimes it's just your two working couple, but again, just trying to live in our economy right now, even on 2 incomes, is really difficult. And then you've got your odd person too that maybe drives past and they forgot their lunch at home, so they don't have time to go back, so they'll stop and see if there's anything quick they can grab for lunch.
The pantries provide plenty of food for thought. Today, Swanee's talking with kids from Waimondley Primary School in Otara who are keen to set up one in their local neighbourhood.
So we had to figure out a way that we could work together to help everybody on our street to get some kai on a regular basis. And the way that we did it was we thought, why don't we put our actual food pantry that we have in our homes and our kitchens, we'll put it out on the street and anybody can put food into it and anybody can take it out. So one of the cool things about my street with having a pantry too, which you'll find if you do it at your school, is a lot of people from the street and neighbourhood, they come and meet at the pantry and they get to know each other.
And there's no shortage of people hungry to help. When students at Ormiston Junior College in the Auckland suburb of Flatbush were tasked with completing a project for their community, they opted to build several pātaka.
I heard the word food, so I chose it because of that, and also because there's people out there who don't have the bare necessities that we all need. Like the housing crisis that we have in New Zealand is pretty bad.
I saw this on a YouTube video from a woman in England, and then when I heard we were doing it here, I was really inspired because I always love helping out the community and I just thought doing this would be really helpful for it.
I've learned that there's people that are not just watching things that are going bad in the world, that there's some people that actually come and help.
It's those people, the ones keen to help, who are responsible for the pātaka spreading across the country like wildfire. Swanee Nelson says people want to give back.
Things have changed. People are staying indoors more, people are a lot more private about things, and people don't socialise as much as they should. But when you see people, everyday strangers that you don't know, going out of their time and sacrificing things like this for people they don't know, it just really lifts your spirit and your morale, and you just feel like, man, actually our community does have the capability to work together. They do care about things. They just never had that one thing, that one bridge they needed to connect everybody together, and kai is so great for doing that. You have people like politicians, MPs, local board members, everyday residents, business professionals, labourers, right down to your local car clubs and local gangs, all working together through this movement to supply kai for the collective community. And I think that's just really amazing that it's been able to touch all those diverse groups within the community.
But as the popularity of the pātaka grows, she says more help is needed.
Like, this movement has grown so fast, and we just so need support now, like to build the infrastructure around it and to provide the right support for all our kaitiaki across the country. So we're actively at the moment looking for sponsorship or funding to kind of help us do that, because obviously this is a resident-led, completely zero funded, apart from our materials of late, but in terms of people getting paid, nobody gets paid here, but it requires full-time workers now, it really does.
Swanee says another 120 pātaka are being whipped up at the moment, ready to be distributed to more neighbourhoods. If you come across one on your travels, the message from Waimonli Primary School is simple. I tāmaki makaurau mō te hōtaka o te ahi pōnei, ko Nita Blake-Persen, aho.